Welcome to what's left of Gails Garden Herbs and More. Weather is so strange. So strange. It's been raining here. It's in June. Anyway, look at all the roses on that. There's a little bit, talk a little bit about what's left of my garden here. I've been taking things down and digging things up, and I still have so much more to go. Been working up on the property, and at the end of this clip, I'm going to hear the valley. I'm going to put on some clips of what we're doing up there. Yeah. My bee balm is just starting to bloom. Bee balm, at least here in Northern California, bee balm blooms in June. And I was beginning to wonder if it was going to, but it has started blooming. And bee balm, the smell of bee balm is amazing. Now this smells a little different than my other bee balm that I had. Need to let it bloom out a little more. I'm not getting as much of the smell. It should blossom out more than that. That's like, my blossoms used to be way bigger than that. I got an echinacea over there too. Guys, I just want to say that I want to open my heart a little bit. I may sound kind of funny. I think the stress of everything is kind of got to me. Like I was telling you, I don't handle stress well. I was up there yesterday, and my son is working for me. He's doing really well. He's limping a little bit, but he's been working. He can't actually climb the trees right now, but he can cut them and fall them from the bottom. I didn't get it videoed because I had walked down to where there was a big pine when the neighbors came up and said, "You've got an old pine over there. You need to get cut down. It's buckling at the bottom." It was huge, huge. So we went down to look at it. And yeah, it could fall and hurt. If somebody was around, it could kill them. Even though it might have been dead, it was still a humongous tree. And so he went to cut that down. So we walked back up the hill, and I'd already been down once before, and it was just more than I could handle at the time. I got really lightheaded. I had to go sit in the car. But before that happened, I heard it when it crashed. We got back up to the top. He fell in the right place, right where we said it needed to go. And it makes a steep bass boom when it hits. It's hard to describe unless you've heard a big tree fall in the woods. Now, when he cuts down the madrone, it looks like it's a good-sized tree, but that's nothing compared to the big pine he cut down. You will see the madrone, but it doesn't boom like the big, huge pine does. But, yeah, it's always interesting up there working. What I wanted to talk about just for a minute is choices that you make. And I really didn't have a choice on this. In a way, I did sometime back when I took a stand. And sometimes, no matter the consequences, you have to take a stand for God and for what's right. And I had to make my stand known. And another person didn't really understand that stand, apparently. I don't know. I just leave that between them and God. But I just want to say that sometimes we have to do what's right, even though the consequences are difficult. Life is not always easy, and doing what's right is not always easy. Especially when you get yourself in certain circumstances, knowingly or unknowingly. Sometimes when things don't go the way they're supposed to, and you're caught almost in a trap. And I could almost hear Satan laughing with glee, saying, "Aha, I've got you now." But I had to say, no, you don't. I'm making a stand, and no matter the consequences, I have to make the stand. And that's not easy. But nevertheless, I know I'm kind of talking in riddles a little bit. I'm sorry, I don't mean to, but there's just certain things in life that you can't make public, and I don't want to expose other people. But nevertheless, I guess I will take you on this journey. As I don't know how it's going to go. I've got some pictures at the end of this of when we were working up there, as I said. But these are little sage plants, and they were in there. I had to remove them out because of the rain. Sage doesn't like a lot or over amount of water, so I had to get my baby sages out of there. In here, if it'll make it. It's so hard. That is licorice root. I've got one little plant left. We had some more my daughter started, and those died, and hers died, and most of mine died. I've got one little plant left. This one here, I think, is a licorice or a cinnamon basil. Oh, I'm hoping the licorice makes it. I've got more seeds I may try later. Anyway, as I'm still enjoying my garden, even though it's kind of coming apart and everything, because I'm taking it down little bit by little bit. I can't do a whole lot right now, just some things that I can do, because I have to get, and I can't put any more in my trailer because I don't want to get it too heavy to pull up the steep hill. And I'm just kind of stuck right now until the property is prepared, and I can't do it myself, so I have to. Other people have busy lives, and it's just when they can get around to doing things, and I'm just kind of caught in a little bit here and a little bit there, and living with partial things because I got other things packed. And this is my canna lily. I just gotten it planted. Anyway, I just got it dug up and put in here, and I think I told you in one of my other videos, but for those that didn't watch that video, I've heard you can take the roots of this and make what's called like arrowroot powder. So in case we can't get it out of the store, I would have my own. Maybe I could make eventually when these grow and I get more of them. I'll tell you, my elder tree, it's kind of bent over right now because of all the rain, but I have got so many blossoms off this. I've been cutting the blossoms and drying them. I don't know if you've ever tried elder blossom tea, but it is delicious. And this morning, I had a little tiny bit of ginseng root. I think I've got 2 little teeny tiny pieces left that I didn't soak. But the water I soaked them in, I drank, and another tea. But I mixed, then finally the roots got soft and I ground them up. And I mixed some of that water with some of my elder blossom water. And the two had such an interesting herbal flavor. I don't know if you've ever tried elder blossom and ginseng together, but it was really quite good. Very, very different. But there's a tip for you to try. Yeah, I'm like I've taken off part of this, and I'm kind of behind in the garden because I've been doing other things, so the weeds are starting to encroach. They do that quite quickly. Maybe I'll be here long enough to get some of the produce. About the time the produce comes on, I'll probably be moving. But anyway, I am enjoying it somewhat, and I'm thankful for it. It is a balm when I'm going through what I'm going through. It's hard for me. I know it's exciting. It's the mountains, and I love the mountains, but just there's a lot behind the scenes, and that's self-heal. And the time I just harvested some to harvest self-heals when it's blooming. The flowers are really where the medicine's at. I'm sure there's some in the leaves too. I use both. But anyway, when you get older, you don't have the stamina and strength that you used to have. And I never have had, because I was really sick as a kid. That's why I seeked out the herbs later in life. I wished I'd have done it sooner. I can't handle medicines, and I needed something to keep me going. It seems to have always been a struggle. But it's okay. No matter what happens, a person just has to. You have to make decisions that you feel are right. Now, as far as the decision of moving, I knew when I made another decision a couple years ago that this might be coming. But still, when it came, it's just hard to deal with. But no matter what, a person has to do what they feel is right. If And it doesn't matter how hard or the consequences. The most important thing in life is seeking the Lord Jesus Christ and that spiritual relationship and walk. Now, I know this isn't supposed to be a preaching channel, but it's a channel where I share my heart often. The herbs are a big part of my heart, and they're so beneficial that I want others to know about them and not to be so reliant on other sources for their health. But too, if you know what I mean. But so I love sharing my herbs and my garden and different things in life that I have learned along the way. And we all need to share with each other. When I have time, I'll try to watch a few other channels here and there and learn things from them as well. I like being a learner as well as a teacher, and I like sharing on my channel as well. And so I, I guess what I want to say today is we've got to do what's right, no matter the consequences. And let me take you on to the other strips now, the other videos sections of up working on the property. We removed an old stump, and this was the center that had rotted out. It'll be wonderful for potting soil. I didn't get the big pine that made the big boom and all of that. By that time I was getting really lightheaded. But this is beforehand, and I did get this of the madrone, even though it's not as big. Still kind of interesting to watch, and so just wanted to share this part of the clearing with you. Yeah, we've got to get, this was dead and I couldn't put my trailer there and an old dead tree fall on it. There was actually a smaller pine he removes later too. A lot of it I didn't get recorded, just little bits here and there to kind of give you an idea of what's going on up there. So don't forget to give me a thumbs up if you would, and I thank you for that and for coming along on the journey. I hope you're enjoying it, and we will catch you all next time. Bye now.